Hey, fellow babies, and welcome to the show the late George Carlin once referred to as worth double its weight in alcoholic beverages. It's the 42 Show.
Hello, everybody, and in tonight's air-filled, packed news day, we have someone with sticky feet and someone with stinky feet. We have aquatic news, scheming Ruskies. We got some Muskwatch and a CrowdStrike more fiasco. But before we kick off on any of that, Dit's going to tell us about some China and Russia are up to playing games.
Indeed, they are, man. United States and Canadian fighter jets intercepted 4 Russian and Chinese bombers flying in international airspace near Alaska on Wednesday. It marked the first time that Chinese military aircraft had been intercepted in the area, according to a U.S. official, and the first time that Russian and Chinese bombers had flown together near Alaska. North American Aerospace Defense Command said in a statement that it had detected, tracked, and intercepted 2 Russian Tu-95s and 2 PRC-H-6 military aircraft, People's Republic of China. And they were in the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone. And so that means that, you're going to get monitored and chaperoned. NORAD said that the American and Chinese and Canadian fighter jets conducted the intercept and noted that the Russian and Chinese remained in international airspace and did not enter American or Canadian airspace. It's the first time we've seen these two countries fly together like this. They didn't enter the airspace. This was Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. They're testing us, and that's no surprise to any of us, really. They closely monitored the aircraft, tracked them, intercepted, and this demonstrates that they know our forces are ready and on alert all the time. They know we've got good surveillance. And he closed with saying, I think we'll continue to see this going forward. It's just the nature of who they are and what they do, and referring to what I always call the Legion of Doom, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting the fact that the two of them are flying together for the first time. That's. I mean, Russia have been doing this for years and years and years.
Yeah,
but the two of them together now, that's an interesting development of the story, really.
You can start to look to them as kind of like their own NATO now, because this is what they're doing. They're working together pretty closely, right? NORAD stressed that the flight is not seen as a threat, and then it will continue to monitor activity near North America very closely, and they will also meet a presence with presence. So, and then there was a little announcement. Russian and Chinese crews operated, this was Russian Defense Ministry, operated some joint operations. They went over the Bering Sea, North Pacific Ocean, and they said, at some stage of the route, the air group was accompanied by fighters from foreign countries. Didn't even say who.
Yeah, just the bad guys.
Exactly. Yeah. And then there's speculation. It goes on because, with melting sea ice and the Arctic sea ice and stuff, it's opening more, and there's oil and gas and energy opportunities and all kinds of stuff coming. So I bet this is even more than just military intimidation. They'd be scoping things out and stuff for sure.
Looking for a new beach house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can see my new condo from here.
Yeah. So, not good. Not good. Last thing we need is these guys getting more and more in bed together.
No. Well, they get up into the bedroom, they can, it's up to them. But not in our airspace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dirty buggers.
Yeah, even in an airplane, not in our airspace. Whoa, that was a loud one. We got Demetrius Ziganova sent in a direct donation, $8 Canadian, and it's for no less the Beer Fund. Love it, Demetrius. Thank you so much. Awesome. This is one hell of a story.
Yeah, from one hot and sticky situation to yet another, because a tourist from Belgium has been hospitalized in Las Vegas after suffering third-degree burns to his feet while walking on sand dunes in Death Valley, officials said. The 42-year-old man was wearing flip-flops when officials from the National Parks Service said they either broke or he lost them in the sand last Saturday at the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes in Death Valley. Air temperatures were 123 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 50.5 Celsius for grown-up people. Park officials say that the sand temperatures would have been much hotter. The man's family called for help and recruited other park visitors who carried the man to the parking lot. Park rangers determined the man needed to be transported to a hospital quickly due to his burns and his pain level. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Sorry.
Mercy's aircopter was not able to safely land in Death Valley due to the extreme temperatures, which can reduce rotor lift. So park rangers initially transported the victim by ambulance to a landing zone at a higher elevation, which was 43 degrees centigrade. So still hot. So from there he was taken to the medical center in Las Vegas, where he's being treated for his injuries. I mean,
it's called Death Valley. All the flip-flops.
I know. I was going to go there. It's not called that for nothing. It's not called Nice Valley or cozy carpeted slipper valley.
Happy fluffy bunny valley.
Just call it fucking Death Valley or something now.
Yeah.
What a wally! What a wally!
Man, that's a rough thing though, because like you're on your feet, you're useless without feet, right?
Yeah, well, especially when walking. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you have your legs amputated for whatever reason and learn life again, I'm sure you can be okay. But yeah, that's a tough one. Oh man, it sounds so painful. Ugh.
And sticky.
Yeah. So here's a dude that's got lots of issues with sticky and on them and not on them and stuff. But Tesla held its Q2 earnings call last night, and it certainly was something. I would say my brain matter's currently leaking out of my ears, but I listened to it all, so you don't have to. Was it worth it? No,
tell him. Tell him anyway.
Yeah. Tesla's profits dropped by 45% year over year is the bottom line. They made a tiny bit more money in revenue, but profit fell from 2.7 to 1.5. So the other way to look at that is their operating profit margin dropped from 9.6 to 6.3% in a year. Sales were down 4.8% and production dropped by 14%. And, if that sounds like bad news, yeah, you're right. It is, but he sounded like tired and just bored and disinterested with the whole thing. That is until he came up to the part where he has a plan to save Tesla, the humanoid Tesla robot. He calls now, this is so original, it's unbelievable, but the Tesla humanoid robot will be called Optimus.
Right.
It'll allegedly be for sale late next year, and it's going to be completely just a game changer, he says. He was asked how many he thinks he sell, and Musk replied that everyone's going to want one, and there's 8 billion people on Earth, so that's 8 billion right there. Oh, yeah, because everybody in Kenya is going to want one.
Yeah.
I can imagine everybody in the Congo can afford one. Right. Yeah. So no offense to anybody, but you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And he figures with industrial uses and so on, he can sell like 20 billion of them. No problem.
Now, and I tell you what, if you got a pair of them, right, you could get rid of your Tesla and just have them carrying around like a Roman litter.
Yeah. You could be born aloft. Yeah, get them naked and greased, right? Yeah. So yeah, and then Tesla's going to also bring full autonomy to the car, so you'll be able to use it to make money when you're not driving it, and the whole thing is going to act like some kind of giant AI supercomputer, and Musk repeated a thing he said on the last earnings call: buy in or cash out. Tesla is an AI robotics company now, and anybody who's worried about the car business needs to sell their shares. Like, this guy just can't help but self-destruct everything he's involved in.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry, Elon, but Tesla is actually a car company, and that's why you see Tesla cars on the road. The fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, he bought the company. You know, it was a car company. He bought the car company. He didn't buy an AI bloody whatever company doodad. Silly sod.
Oh man. So yeah, interesting guy. So where are you up here next here? Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we're into aquatics. We're onto the sea desk because a breaching whale flipping over a boat and catapulting 2 people into the water has been captured on film. Footage reveals a humpback whale suddenly emerging from the depths and overturning a small 23-foot boat. Speaking of, the video shows 2 individuals plunging into the sea as the boat is upended by the colossal creature. Colin Yanger, who captured the incident on film, said he was aboard a nearby boat whose crew rescued the pair.
Cool.
Apparently, there were no injuries reported, apart from the whale's got a bit of a sore chin, I think, probably. Yeah. Ow!
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
But onto another aquatic story, because the severed leg of an Australian surfer who was attacked by a shark has washed up, with doctors hoping they can reattach his limb. I hope it's his. It could be anybody's. Kai Mackenzie, 23, was surfing in Port Macquarie in New South Wales on Tuesday when he was attacked by a shark, and he was able to fight it off, but his right leg was severed. He managed to catch a wave into shore where a member of the public used his dog's lead as a tourniquet to stop the bleeding.
Wow.
I wonder if they took the dog off the lead first. Just had this little Pekingese like dangling from his leg. Go for it, Dixie. His leg was washed up shortly after and was put on ice by locals, according to local reports. Mr. Mackenzie was initially taken to local hospital before both he and the leg were airlifted. Major trauma center. Oh dear. I wonder if the leg has its own little seat or something.
The orderlies come out with a stretcher and they grab the leg and run in. And it's like, yeah, but John Cleese walks in. Had a rough night? Nah, bitten, sir.
Tigers in the ocean. Doctors are now rushing to assess whether they can reattach the leg, and Mr. Mackenzie remains in a serious but stable condition. It is believed a 3-foot-long great white shark bit Mr. Mackenzie. 3 meter long. 3 meter long. It's still not very big. Great white, is it? That's a baby.
Well, I mean, it spat the leg out, so it can't be that, I mean,
yeah, it's too fatty.
That's probably too high in THC count. Look at the guy.
Yeah,
he's
man.
A pothead, man. We turn now to CrowdStrike. The people that screwed the world up there for a little bit, technology wise. It was a botched update, right, that did it. So, what they did is they're offering their partners a $10 Uber Eats gift card as an apology. And this is according to several people who have received the gift card, as well as a source who also received one. So the source
they got a free source as well.
Yeah, a $10 gift card, for completely bringing the world to a halt. So, the gift card had a note because the company recognizes the additional work that the July 19th incident has caused. And for that, we send our heartfelt thanks and apologies for the inconvenience.
Get yourself half a burger.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's about a coffee, right? So to express our gratitude, it says your next cup of coffee or late night snack is on us. right?
My God.
Oh yeah, and then so some of the people that got this already went to redeem the gift card, and Uber was like, no, that was canceled. And it turns out the cancellation
Gets better.
yeah, the cancellation was actually Uber's fault because they thought the mass card being used so much so quickly was fraud.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So the outage, I'm sure you all heard it was airports in Amsterdam, Berlin, Dubai, London, all across the United States. Several hospitals had to halt surgeries, and payrolls, and businesses were just crippled, and they're handing out $10 gift cards.
I saw one quote by somebody who said, I was so stressed, I was going to drive my car off the bridge, and you're going to give me a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, in Canada, one of our major banks had such issues because of these guys that people were finding their balances to be zero all of a sudden and whatnot. And there was catastrophic panic. Not surprised. Here's a latte. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, but you can't get it.
Yeah. So, another example of big business. They, as much as they say it and do all the marketing speak and everything, they only care about your wallet. Don't give a rat's ass. Sad but true.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
sorry, just the PJ in the chat says if it's delivered, it's not enough to meet the minimum order, so you'd still have to put it towards something else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, here's $10, but you'll have to spend to get it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh man. So what's up with the apartment building picture here? What's that?
Yeah, this is about some shit flingers because many Torontonians are appalled after learning that some residents at a apartment building were throwing feces at electrical contractors working to restore power to some units. Well, I know you've had some trouble with, power in the past, but I'm sure you didn't even throw your own shit at them. But a letter about the incident was sent to residents last week. It says, "Dear residents, it has come to our attention that a small group of residents are repeatedly interfering, threatening, and/or harassing members of the electrical contracting team. Reports of unacceptable behavior, including throwing human waste from upper level balconies as workers below, aggressive language, and/or hostile interactions. These actions are disrupting efforts to repair the building and will only serve to prolong the restoration effort."
Holy God, what is wrong with people?
I have no idea. It says the professionals who have been working around the clock since Tuesday to restore power, but they say it makes no sense why anyone would want to interfere with this work, cause additional delays, and contribute to an already challenging situation. We firmly believe most residents will be shocked to learn this behavior is occurring. Nevertheless, we want it to stop. It's probably just like a couple of people on on one floor. It's not like they all decided in unison. Right, we're all going to throw shit off the building. Yeah. What are they, French? The management team says it's hired additional security staff for the protection of its workers and has informed Toronto police of the situation.
Let me give everybody that lives in that apartment building a little tip. By fucking with them, you're making it take longer, you dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? They're just going to leave?
That's why they're wearing hard hats, probably.
Hazmat suits now. A bunch of monkeys living in that place, man.
Why do that?
Revolting, man. What the hell is wrong with you people? Shit around. Oh, this episode's never getting monetized. Shout out time. Let's see here. S Wolf in the chat there went through that coffee service. Put it towards whatever float your boat. No whales on board. $10 direct shout out there. So, hey, thanks, S. Wolf. Thank you very much. That's cool. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. Right. So check this one out. 62-year-old woman has been convicted of illegally exporting defense articles, including thermal imaging scopes, night vision goggles, and other things, to Russia, and is sentenced to 2 years in federal prison.
Wow.
Yeah. According to prosecutors, United States Central District, California, Alina Shirafin, Illinois resident, participated along with a bunch of other people in sending more than 60 items to Russia, and none of it got approval from the U.S. State Department. She pled guilty to violating the Arms Export Control Act in February of 2022. Sentencing just finally happened. According to U.S. attorneys, the items were purchased and mailed to her and a couple other co-conspirators in Illinois and California, and then mailed to Russia using fictitious senders and addresses. They marked them as like non-export items, like no big deal things like clothing or whatever, and concealed them in toolkits and kitchen appliances and stuff. There was there's another Igor, somebody, a 43-year-old dude, California, who previously served in the United States Air Force as well. He pleaded guilty and got himself 27 months. There's two other men in the case, Boris, somebody of Russia, and Vladimir, somebody of Israel. They're still on the lam, and they're, all the services are hunting for these guys. And a fifth one had his charges for the case dismissed on January 19th. So he's probably the rat. Let's see here. Right. And then just recently there was another guy, Dmitry somebody, and he violated the Export Control Reform Act by exporting firearm parts, components, and ammunition to Russia without authorization. And in exchange, his daughter, who's still in Russia, was getting tuition to school and her apartment paid for.
Wow.
Yeah, man. There was, sadly, I have to report, 2 Canadian nationals arrested recently as well in connection with the sophisticated global procurement scheme in which the defendants used a couple of corporate entities registered in Brooklyn to unlawfully source and purchase $2 million worth of dual-use electronics on behalf of Russian end users.
Bloody hell. That's a big enterprise going on there.
Yeah, man. So, and it seems to me that I guess due to, events in the world and whatnot, the agencies of some of the countries seem to be stepping up efforts to find this, because every time when I was looking into this, when I first found the article, I could have kept going and going about other people that are getting busted for this as well. So don't be afraid to rat your red communist fuck of a neighbor out. Oh God, it's the 50s all over again. Oh no.
Dear God.
Oh no.
Bloody hell. Witch hunt.
Yeah, I'm McCarthy, whatever his name is. They're everywhere. Commies.
Bloody Paul McCartney.
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't you just wear socks?
Talking about someone wearing socks, customers left horrified when the second-hand trainers they purchased online arrived covered in poo. After purchasing a pair of children's Nike trainers on Vinted for the low sum of £1.50, the savvy shopper thought they had bagged a real great deal, but the response from the seller left them shocked. He says, on arrival, the buyer opened the package to find the soles caked in brown filth, which they claim is stinky poo. After the complaining, the unhappy customer was told to stop whinging and give them a clean. The messages between the two were shared on social media, where they have gone viral, garnering thousands of likes. Writing to the seller, the buyer wrote, "Why is there fucking poo on them. You said they weren't worn. My house fucking stinks. They're absolutely covered. So the seller replied, well, they are basically not worn only a couple of times. It could pass as brand new, apart from the soles. So just listed as new. Stop being rude. Kiss.
Wow.
So the seller then had no additional photos had been requested of the item before she shipped it. So adding for £1.50, this is you got a good deal. Start whinging and give them a clean. It's £1.50. You obviously can't afford them because you're whinging so much. Maybe it's time to look for a job.
Holy self-righteous millennial fuck.
So Vintage website shares that if the item a customer received is significantly not as described, they follow the steps to suspend the order and request a refund. There's no indication whether or not the customer has done that, but not as described. Yes, did you describe it was covered in shit? No, I didn't do that. Well, it's not as described then, is it really?
Wow.
Brand new, covered in shit.
And you get mad at the person for calling you out for being a disgusting prick. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, my God. We got a super chat in. Petra Olsen, Swedish kroner, 129 of them as well. And I bet the message is missing, but it would have said, with love to Ukraine, because that's what Petra does. I bet it's one of those times when she was typing and instead of it doing this, it did that and all hell broke loose. Yeah.
He returned at the wrong time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just fill it in because I know. So there was a little Republican gathering. I knew, Petra, no worries. I knew. There was a little Republican gathering that just happened and there's big warnings going out. And the warnings are, make sure you're not using anything even remotely racist or sexist to attack Kamala Harris.
No.
Yeah, because Trump's campaign is in a scramble now because they got to readjust their whole way of thinking and how they're going to attack because now they've got Kamala instead of Biden. Right. So it was a closed door meeting of Republicans on Tuesday. Chair Republican Congressional Committee Richard Hudson urged lawmakers to stick to criticizing her for her role in the Biden-Harris administration policies. I'm not sure I've ever heard Republicans argue policy before. They usually just, go for the gutter.
Yeah.
The guy goes on to say this election will be about policies and not personalities. Oh, no, that was Speaker Mike Johnson. I mean, seriously, at this point, you can just imagine that they're hiding under their desks and they're using Muppets, right? Yeah. They say this is not personal regarding her. But that's how you made it with Biden. And her ethnicity and her gender have nothing to do with this whatsoever. Wink, wink.
Yeah. But she laughs. Oh, how dare a person in politics have any kind of joy or emotion or anything like that? How dare she? Or how dare she dance with kids? Or how dare she just have such lovely hair? Or and those earrings don't match that necklace, and those handbag doesn't go with those shoes.
Exactly, right? Because now what's going on here is it's already happened, right? A couple of members and Trump allies have already cast Harris as a DEI hire, a reference to diversity, equity, and inclusion, right?
I haven't heard that expression used so much in the last few weeks than ever before. I didn't even know what it was. Until people started using it about the Trump special Secret Service and the women in that, and now everybody's like using it. It's like it's the new key word, which means nothing.
Yeah. Like there's this woman, Harriet Hagg, bitch. She's the Wyoming representative, and she said, "quote intellectually, just really kind of the bottom of the barrel. I think she was just a DEI hire, and I think that's what we're seeing. And I just don't think that they have anybody else. Like what an awful person you are, Harriet Hagg, bitch."
Yeah, that's how you become a successful prosecutor, senator, or congressman, or anything like that. It's just DEI.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they also talked about mining her record as a prosecutor in California to paint her soft on crime and blah, blah, and whatnot. But yeah, they literally got together and it was just a bunch of strategy crap. And they had to calm themselves down because literally 20 years ago, it just would have been a black woman running our country.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
A proper white woman.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see who's the first that gets angry in an interview or something and blows it and really screws up. It's going to be hilarious.
I'm sure it's already happened and we just haven't heard it reported yet.
Yeah, could be.
Because we're doing this show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's probably happening right now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now we show you this not to, get y'all worked up erotically, but to educate.
Oh, I was going to go the other way.
Oh, okay.
A retired art teacher has cut a hedge in the shape of a naked woman outside his house.
Looks like Miss Piggy and Kermit's love child, man.
I bet he spent a lot of time on that bush. Anyway, he's been working for about 20 years. Pensioner Keith Tyson, 90, decided back in 2005 that he would indulge his love for sculpture by turning the hedge in front of his home into a naked woman, naming her Gloria.
Oh.
I could have come up with another name if I had time. The divorced father of four says people atop stop and take photos of the 5-foot tall reclining figure as they pass his house in Sheffield. And despite drunk people climbing on her for a grope, he's even caught people pretending to have sex with it. But he has no plans to stop. He should just charge. Pimp her out. Come on. He said, I'm 90 now, but still fairly physical. Okay. So I'll keep her going. I'm not too what he's talking about now. I dare not ask. She isn't going anywhere. She'll stay sat there on my wall. The shape isn't easy to do. He probably can't remember. He's 90. So when I do get complaints,
probably not his house.
When I do get compliments, it's very pleasant to hear. Sorry, I got steamed up glasses from crying.
I tell you this, if you're a Bigfoot hunter, just hang out there for a while. I'm pretty sure you're going to see them.
He says, people do smile when they see Gloria. And I like that, Keith explained. He hadn't planned on a naked lady when he started manipulating his hedge. I've never heard it called that before. Into a slightly larger than life lady. He achieved her shape thanks to his time as an art student when he completed life drawing lessons before becoming a teacher. Come on, that's weak. I'm sure it's just not about, I spent hours at university learning how to draw people that look like hedges.
It looks like the Cookie Monster. Look at the face.
I don't know.
Why is he wearing Bon Jovi's sunglasses or she, I guess, whatever,
Yeah, I'm not too sure she's supposed to be looking that way, but yeah, like you say, when the glasses on, it does look like the Cookie Monster. But
yeah, it's got that upturned frowny mouth thing. You see, I know it's weird, man. Yeah. What the hell is wrong with me?
If he's been working it for 20 years, her tits are actually starting to they're starting to travel south a bit there.
Yeah. I bet over time he slowly lowered them.
Just put a bra on it, you filthy bastard.
So I'll get this one in quick, but a Russian chef who's lived in France for 14 years has been arrested on suspicion of plotting with a foreign power to stage a large-scale act of destabilization during the Olympic Games in Paris. He was arrested during a raid of his apartment in central Paris on Sunday, where the document linked to an elite Russian special forces unit operating under the command of the FSB, an heir to, the KGB replacement, right? They got some phone calls they were able to listen in on and whatnot. And there was a quote. I'm trying to find it here. It would have there was going to be serious consequences during the games. The one of the transcripts from the phone recording was the French are going to have an opening ceremony like there has never been before. These guys were planning some proper stuff, right?
Wow.
Yeah. He arrived in France in 2010, spent some time here and there, and, he got himself up to the Michelin-starred restaurant level, and intelligence had tracked him for months because they learned of something through connection information sources that they have, and they were able to step in and make sure that they got him. And they got some other people in association as well, but they didn't get everybody, they don't think. So they're still working at it, but wow, good job, well done.
There's an awful lot of sneaky shit going on with Russia now. I mean, years and years and years, this sort of stuff didn't happen. Apart from you get that odd sort of assassination attempt or that thing that happened in Salisbury. But generally, it's all been kind of like kind of quiet. But since Ukraine, they've really come out the woodworks now as prime assholes.
And they're up to like Cold War James Bond levels of BS. They're like it's everywhere now, right?
Yeah. Oh dear, I don't like it.
Yeah, fuck them. Let's see here.
I just realised as you starting that story, I realised what you should have called that sculpture, Kate. Kate Bush.
That's funny. Needs a guitar. And look here, we're just on time. I did fix my button. Remember on Tuesday, everything went to hell. Got it reprogrammed and fixed. It looks like we're done. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Huge shout out to y'all for joining us live, and we'll see you tomorrow for a double shot of shows because we've got 42 and then 42 minutes later where we can hoist a couple extra and get silly. See you there. Bye. And a big thanks to our team who help us do everything in the background for the whole channel. We got Annette who runs the teams, PJ CNET running the research team. We got Crazy Cat, Shayna Caldwell, and Super Chat Matt. So thanks everybody, because the wheels turn on this trip because of you guys.
Are you sure we're on? Thanks everybody for all the super chats and donations, the channel membership, all those kind of things. It really helps. It's like financially around here. We've got a little thing going on recently, and so that's your finances have really helped us out on that. So don't forget to hit like on the way out. I'm going to do that right now. So you do the bloody same yourself, you lazy bastards, and don't forget to share us out. Share it. You know what you got to do? You got to cut a hedge and name it the Shills. That's the only way we're going to step forward with this. We've just cut a hedge in the shape of the Shills.
Cut your own hedge.
just cut a massive dick out of a hedge. We'll see you all soon. See you tomorrow.
Good night, everybody. Don't forget to head over to theshills.org and check out our fundraiser page. We got some good stuff there. See you soon, everybody.
Hey, Shilly.